Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bag Collection Podcast. We're here with season 2. First of all, I just want to tell everybody I appreciate all of your support, your likes, comments, and shares. I wouldn't be doing this without all of you guys. It's been a crazy journey, learning a lot with editing and posting and just figuring out all of social media. So I just wanted to first off thank you guys for all of that. I love you all so much. You have no idea. So for episode 1, I am welcoming guest Moses Moseley. He was such an incredible talent, such a wonderful friend of mine. And he just gave the best advice, and he had the biggest heart. Unfortunately, he passed away in January of 2022. And finding out that news was very hard for me, as I'm sure it was for many. He had the biggest impact on my life, truly. Gosh, I know I said this already, but he just gave me the best advice and, was just always willing to help me out with any questions I had, always gave me the best answers he could, and just so supportive and such a loving person and so damn talented. Many of you guys know that I am moving to Georgia later this fall, and I give him all of the credit for that decision. When I was speaking to him during this interview, we were talking a little bit about both of our careers and what I was thinking and where I thought about moving and all that stuff. And I honestly cannot pinpoint what he said exactly. That just clicked in my brain to move to Georgia. But he somehow just gave me that little shove. And I'm just forever grateful for his friendship. And I miss him so much. And I know I'm rambling a little bit and I'm repeating myself a little bit, but he was just such an incredible person. So to have this just means the world to me, and I'm so honored and excited to share it with you guys. So as always, please like, comment, and share. I love you guys. Sorry, I'm like all over the place now emotionally. But rewind. Let's rewind. I have so much love for you guys. Thank you so much for everything, Moses. And to all of my other supporters out there, all of my friends and family, acquaintances, y'all mean the world to me. You really do. And again, I hope you enjoy this episode because it truly does mean the world to me. Love you all.
Hello?
Hi, can you see me?
I see your photo.
See my photo? Oh my gosh. Okay, let me see. See if I can fix this thing. How are you doing today?
I'm doing really good. How are you?
Doing awesome. I'm still out here in Orlando actually, and and I lost track of time. So and I was gonna go do so much stuff today, but I lost track of time because the time is different here from in Atlanta. And I was like when you messaged me, I was like, oh crap. I was like, okay, let me get my stuff together.
Right. No, yeah, I
understand. Awesome. I just left the gym actually. I finally found one that didn't have a lot of people in it. Can you see me now?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, I finally found a gym that didn't have a lot of people in it, so I was like, I'm going to go take advantage of that. And,
right.
I was going to eat and a bunch of other stuff, and yeah.
Yeah. No, I get that for sure. Well, I'm in Pennsylvania, so I mean, we're like starting to get back into the green phase, and everything's kind of opening back up, but it's still like really weird and scary because we're still getting
I keep
sick.
my mask with me everywhere now. Yeah.
Right, exactly. That's what I do. And then I still see people like they're not wearing their masks. And I'm like, you realize that people are still getting sick.
It's like you guys just want to get sick. People just don't care anymore. And it's like they get that little bit of freedom. They're like, oh, we're gonna go to the beach and stuff now. It's like you gotta calm down a little bit. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, like, it's very unfortunate, especially for like us actors, but at the same time, it's just stuff we gotta do if we want to get back to a semi-normal life. So
exactly. Yeah, and it's so hard because now it's just auditions are starting to pick up a little bit now, but like you said, for like that 2 months, it was nothing. It was just so dry, and I was just like, come on, I need something, because they were for a while. I've been like auditioning like through Skype and through Zoom, and I had to do a callback, so they actually needed me to be physically here. So that's the only time I've even been around. But even when I went in, we had on masks, gloves, everything. So. Yeah, they're taking precaution now, but yeah, it's good to be getting something.
Sure. Well, and then another thing too that's going to be interesting is how they proceed with set stuff, like how we start working on things.
Right.
I'm sure people are going to either have to get tested in some type of way, or you're going to have to quarantine for like the 14 days before they can even start the filming.
Right.
Because I've also been reading a lot. Like I think Tyler Perry, like once he starts getting production and stuff back up, I know for sure he's going to do something where he's going to keep his cast like in one place, so that way nobody has to really go anywhere or like a hotel or anything, just to like make things more safe, which I think is very smart too, because in that way everyone's together. And there's a lesser chance, in a sense, that people will get sick, which is nice.
Exactly right. Yeah, because like everything they've been sending me are like so many extensive guidelines as to like, don't do this, don't do that. Because like even with the callback I just did, we were behind a green screen, and we each went individually. And like I think like how they're doing commercials now, which what it was for, is like they're going to be doing like a lot of green screen and then running it all together, like digitally. So. They're taking those precautions with commercials, but I'm curious to see how they're going to do actual filming, because that's going to be the tricky part. Yeah, like when you said Tyler Perry's doing, that's a smart thing. Yeah. Getting tested. Yeah, because I actually got tested myself, and oh my god, it was so painful. Like because I was in New York when everything got crazy, so I had to be quarantined for like 2 weeks. Yeah, and then I got tested, and then like I got back and everything was negative, so I was thank God for that. But how they did it, like I didn't know my nose was that deep. Like I didn't know my nose had that much lymph to it, but like they stuck that Q-tip like so far in there, and like they had to get, they had to draw blood a little bit, and but it's like get tested, but at the same time it's so painful. Like it's like I hope they develop a newer, less painful way to do it, because it's uncomfortable.
Yeah, well, and it's weird because I've talked about this with a couple other people. There was like a time span between like 1 to 3 weeks before everything really started shutting down, where I actually got tested positive for the flu. And I was like, that could have easily been Corona. And it was the same test, but I doubt they stuck it up as far as they did with Corona. But
right.
I mean, even then I was like, oh my gosh, this is so uncomfortable. But
it is. I didn't know it was gonna be like that. Yeah, I just went in thinking they were gonna like draw some blood or something. And I'm like, okay, that's a shot. That's nothing. But then she's like, okay, lean back a little. I'm like, what are you doing? And like,
yeah, no, I agree. It was even the flu one, like I said, that was enough for me. So I mean, getting tested is very important. I agree. But for me personally, I don't think I'm gonna do it unless I start feeling stuff, which I don't know is a horrible thing or not, but at the same time, like,
I don't think it's necessary unless you actually feel it. But I don't blame you at all, because it's like it's not fun at all. Yeah, that's so true. Yeah. I like your background too. It's so cool. Yeah.
Thank you.
Pictures and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't just this very like recent Atlanta Walker Soccer, but it was like 2014. I came and met you.
Yeah. I remember.
Yeah, that was a great. I miss Comic-Con so much. That's another thing that really sucks
Me
right
too,
now.
Yeah.
Those can't happen right now. I mean, there's ones that are planning to happen like later this year, like
Mhm.
around like September, October, which hopefully
Yeah,
those still happen because yeah, I mean I love going to Comic-Con. I love the Comic-Con world itself. So
it's so much fun. Yeah,
it's very scary to think about that
it
too.
is.
There's a lot of people that go to those.
It
So
is, yeah, because like everything pretty much just stopped. Yeah, because like there was like one I was supposed to go to. Sorry, my allergies, my eyes keep watering.
you're
But
fine,
yeah,
I
it
understand.
was yeah, because like I was supposed to go to one in Georgia, called the Camp Merrimack one, and a lot of us were
Okay.
supposed to be there, but they had to cancel it because of everything going on. So I'm hoping they plan on doing it later on, along with a bunch of other cons that we were planning on doing too. So like I'm hoping like around October things actually start to really start to settle down a little bit more. We can get back started because like everything just went away so quickly, and
I
it was
know.
heartbreaking. Yeah.
Well, and then a thing too is like, well, I know Wizard World was they're doing like virtual stuff. So I mean that's
Yeah,
really
yeah, they're
nice.
doing that too.
So
Yeah,
yeah, and then also it's
yeah,
nice to like take the time to do stuff like this. Like I've been wanting to do like a podcast and inviting like other actors just to talk to since I was in high school. So it's nice. There's like certain nice things about this, and then there's certain things that's like, damn. So
things that you don't. Yeah,
it's like there's like a weird balance somehow,
right, right.
you know.
It's like you're finding your peace with some aspect of this, but at the same time, it's like you miss normal life. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Like I just started working again a couple weeks ago, and then I was off this week
Really?
and got my wisdom teeth out. So, and I healed
Oh my
very
God, that
well.
hurts too.
Oh,
Yeah, you healed amazingly. Yeah. Oh my God.
yeah.
Yeah. I haven't had to do it, thank God. But my brother and sister both did, and I remember like I was in high school when they had to get. Well, I was in middle school, no, actually when they had to get theirs done, and I remember coming back home to like a horror scene because like it was like blood gauze everywhere, and like they were just like their mouths were so swollen. But yeah, you look great. Yeah.
I definitely got lucky. What I think what really helped was my friend told me, she goes, drink pineapple juice like this whole week before
Okay.
you go
Yeah.
get your surgery done. And I was like, okay. So I did it for like the 3 or 4 days before, and then I got them done on the 5th. And the day that I got it done and then that next day were the only days that I had problems. But I mean, bleeding stopped really fast. I mean, I healed very quick. My
Wow.
left side was a little swollen, but that went down.
Uh-huh.
So the only thing I've really been having
Wow.
trouble with is just like soreness every now and then. But I mean, I'm not really complaining. I think I got lucky. So
Yeah, because like it could have been so much worse. Yeah, you look good. Yeah.
right, yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was definitely a crazy experience because I watched videos that my parents took of me because of course you're all goofy afterwards.
Oh,
And I was like,
wow.
I said that, I acted like that. That's okay.
Oh my
So,
God. That
yeah,
laughing gas stuff. Yeah.
yeah, that
That stuff is so bad.
that'll make me say some weird, crazy stuff.
Yeah. Wow. That's awesome.
Well, I did have like a couple questions and stuff, of course, that I wanted to ask you. So, how long have you really been in acting? Have you wanted to do this since you were younger?
Yeah, like as far as professionally and continually, I'm about going on 8 years now. I've been actually acting, and it was always something that as a kid I wanted to do, but because I grew up in South Carolina in the middle of nowhere, so nobody was doing anything like that. So in my mind, I was like, okay, it's just a dream, whatever, fine. It's probably never going to happen. But it was kind of when I moved to Georgia, and I started seeing different things and meeting different people. It was just like things just started happening, and it probably really wasn't until after I lost weight that I actually felt like it was a shot at me actually being able to do it because I was overweight most of my life. I used to weigh 300 pounds actually, and I lost it about like 5 years ago. And when I after I lost it and I was just working a regular job still and going to college, that's when random people would start stopping me and asking me like, hey, have you thought about modeling or anything like that? And I'd be like, no, never seriously. And I didn't really take it seriously till like one day, like I did collect all the cards and stuff they gave me. So like one day I was just like, screw it, why not just see what, was going to happen. And I started calling around and asking around, and I ended up, I went through a lot of fake ones, but I found some good ones too. And they got me into modeling for like Levi and H&M and American Eagle and stuff. And I kind of got hooked after that. And it was like, yeah, just something that I really wanted to do. And then I did the modeling for a while. And then I ended up meeting a casting director when I was walking out of class one day at Georgia State. And she asked me if I wanted to be in a movie. And at first I was still a little like, hesitant about it. I was like, what kind of movie, what are you talking about? Because I'm thinking I'm going to end up in somebody's basement or something, it's like she's trying to kidnap me or something. But yeah, like, cause I had no idea, like it was new to me. So like, she ended up being, she was working on the movie Joyful Noise with Queen Latifah and Dolly Parton and Keke Palmer. And they were looking for people for a club scene. And, I was out of class, so I was like, someone just told me just go do it. And I was like, sure, why not? And I ended up shooting with them for about 2 days. And they ended up giving me all their contact information, the casting people. And they were like, yeah, we like your look or whatever. And we want to keep you, on the circuit or whatever. And after that, like, I was just hooked. And I started out just doing, background work. Then I moved up to feature. Then I went to, a reoccurring feature. Then I started getting lead and primary roles and stuff, and it was just like an escalator, pretty much like a stairway that pretty much got on, and it was just a process. And here I am now, 8 years later. Like it was a blessing, honestly, and it just took off from there. Yeah,
That's amazing. I love that for you. Since you brought up your weight as well, I've been struggling with that for a really long time, and I did work out when I was in.
You look great. Yeah, you look great. You look comfortable. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, when I was in New York, I was like, if I want a change for myself, like I have to be the one to make that change and motivate myself and do it. So what I ended up doing is I just started working out. I walked to school every day. Can you still hear me?
Okay, you're back now. I can hear you now.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, so I just worked out a couple days a week when I had time besides working class, and I'd walk to school every day, which was from 3rd Street to 19th Street. So it's not like I wasn't just walking like a block. Yeah. So
yeah, that's a hike. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean like when I tell people that, like, and they say something like that, I'm like, the walk was nice. It wasn't bad at all. It's like pretty. Great shot. So it was a nice walk to take in the morning before class. And of course, like, you lose some weight doing it, so that's a plus.
Exactly. You found a fun way to do it. Yeah.
So yeah, and then I'm starting to work out again to get off the quarantine pounds again, because that was easy to gain back. And then,
it was so quick. It was like, what the world? Yeah.
Seriously, no, it really was. So, yeah, I mean, I'm just taking care of myself, eating better, and, and then, of course, like, once everything really starts getting back into gear, if that's even the right words, like with the acting industry, right, I'm going to start auditioning. So it's awesome. Been a crazy, exciting ride since everything happened. So
right, yeah, 2020 has been it's been a roller coaster, yeah.
Really has.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. But I still have a lot of hope for everything. So that's kind of what you gotta do, is just stay positive about it.
Of course, that's my philosophy on life. It's like everybody has like those transitions, ups and downs, whatever, but it's always going to end in positivity.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Love it. So of course, the main thing I really know you from is from The Walking Dead, and of course, I mean, I don't know how much you've watched that show or if you still watch it. I mean, I'm still hooked. I love it. That's one of my favorites. I grew up on that, so like, I go to Comic-Cons, like I'll tell certain people, especially Chandler Riggs, like I'll tell him, I was like, it's literally like I grew up with you because I've watched it since I
Awesome.
was 10. He was 10 when he was on it. So it's
That's awesome.
yeah. So what was that experience like? Like, how did you get the audition? How did you get into the world of The Walking Dead, pretty much?
It was actually like it was purely a blessing because it was the third thing I ever did career wise, and it was actually just like I kind of got it by chance because I was just looking for stuff to put on my resume at the time, you know. So like I just and I happened to be Googling and I saw that they were doing casting and stuff. So I was just like, you know, screw it, why not submit to these people? Because I didn't know anything about the show at all. Like I knew nothing about it at all, and yeah, nothing. Yeah, like so like I went and yeah, cool, I went. Yeah. Yeah, it was so crazy. But yeah, like I went and submitted electronically, and like something just told me like just do it through mail as well because they had at the time, well back then they had an address where you could submit your like physical resume and your headshot to. So I did that as well, and it was about like 3 weeks later, I ended up getting a phone call at 4 a.m. in the morning, and they called me and they told me like this part just opened up and asked me if I wanted it. And I was like, you know, sure, okay, fine, whatever, cool, thank you, you know, cool. And it was at 4 a.m., like I said, and I thought I dreamed it when I woke up. I was like, okay, that didn't just happen last night. There was no way. Well, early this morning, there's no way. So like I ended up checking my email, and I got it was a confirmation as to like where I needed to be today and what time and stuff. And I was like, okay, that really did happen. Wow, okay, awesome. So like I ended up going down to Sonoya where they were shooting at the time. And I met the casting people and the directors and everybody, and they were just telling me like, you know, everything they wanted me to do, and asked me if I was still comfortable with it, and I was like, you know, sure, you know, awesome. And I ended up shooting with them for about 2-3 weeks, and after that, it was pretty much I was done, you know. And I had people, you know, telling me, you know, like, wow, do you know who you were? You know, like what you just did was awesome. And I was like, okay, whatever. I was an armless zombie with no job, whatever. Because I didn't know the show, so I was like, you know, whatever. Fine, thank you, but whatever. At the same time, but like after you know it came out and I watched it, and the first couple episodes, I got hooked, and I kind of like had to go back and watch the other 2 seasons to understand exactly what was happening. And then when I got up to where I came in, I was like, that's who I was. Wow. And I was like, I was blown away then, and I really appreciated it. And after that, it just kind of just took off. I ended up getting on the cover of Entertainment Weekly for it, and they came out with action figures, and I started, you know, touring, doing Comic-Con and stuff, and it was a blessing. Like, but it came out of nowhere, like, and I didn't, and I didn't know anything about any of it, so I kind of just had to learn as I went along, and it was just like it was an incredible journey. It still has been, but yeah, like I never saw that coming, like never did.
Right. Well, and then of course there's a couple other ones that were on the show that had like iconic zombie characters like yours. And it's so crazy how you just have like this small little time and you just blow up. So like yeah, you are definitely, I would definitely say you're one of the iconic ones on there. 100%.
Thank you.
No doubt. Yeah. And
thank you.
What was also really cool is how they ended up doing the backstory of you guys a little bit and what you guys meant to her. So I thought that was nice. Did you guys, I can't recall 100% the episode and how that all went, but did you have to be there to shoot that part of that episode as well at all? Or was it just those 3 weeks with that little part in season 3?
For me, it was just that 3 weeks, and I think they used some of the footage from that to coincide with what they were doing with that. Because the only time I had to go back was for the Entertainment Weekly shoot that we did. But like I shot pretty much everything from that span of that 3 weeks that I did. And I know they used Aldous Hodge and another actor, Brandon, can't remember his last name, to do some more of the other parts. Because at the time, like I didn't look, you know, the age range they needed me to look for it. I still, you know, look like a kid pretty much. So it's like, okay, yeah, we need to show them older. So they ended up using him and the other actor to do that part, and it was amazing. Like I'm a big fan of Aldous Hodge because, you know, like he was in Supernatural, which I'm a huge fan of. The dude was in Straight Outta Compton, which I love the movie.
Oh, that
like,
is
he was an amazing actor.
movie. Yeah.
He's such a cool dude. Like he's so awesome, and so is the other gentleman, Brandon. And yeah, but they pretty much ran a lot of the footage and stuff together, and they just made it out of that episode. Yeah.
Okay, I gotcha. Awesome. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. I really still think the best seasons were like the first one, like the first four. I think that was
The
their
story.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then now like they're really
Exactly.
picking back up with like the Whisperers and oh my gosh, it's so good now.
I love the route that they went with it, because like they really sucked me back in too. Because like for me, it was never about the zombies. It was about these people and them having to adapt to the new world. And like it kind of the story for me, it kind of like it fell off a little bit, but now like it's really picking back up, and like it feels like a horror soap opera again. And it's like oh my God, what's gonna happen next? Like who's gonna be that? Who's coming back? You know, it's like it's so much
Right.
going on. Plus with the spinoffs, you know, Fear the Walking Dead and the new one they have coming out, like I can't wait to see how they're going to integrate that in there too.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, because for a while I know there were talks about they were bringing Fear the Walking Dead and The Walking Dead together, which in a sense they did, having a couple characters cross over to Fear. But then I'm starting to wonder if maybe they just end up like they finish Fear and then they all end up on The Walking Dead, or if The Walking Dead ends up with Fear. So you just never know.
I want to see how it's going to go, because like this new one, like I don't even know like exactly like where the time frame is and like how they're doing it. Like if this is like pre everything, and are they going to, you know, do another time skip and everybody's going to intertwine in what they're going to do. But like, because like the possibilities, like they're endless, you know. So like I just wanted to see how they're going to do it, and like the creativity and the writing that they have, like it's just they really know how to suck you in. Yeah.
Oh, 100%. That's definitely, I could definitely say that's why there's just so many diehard fans for this show. And I mean, like, there's a lot of great shows out there. Don't get me wrong. Like, I could go on and on about certain TV shows, but that Walking Dead, like, it's The Walking Dead, you know?
Exactly.
So, yeah. And then, well, I saw you were posting about Queen of the South. And I saw your parts, and I couldn't, and I loved it. I like couldn't help in a sense but feel bad that he died, you know, because it was like, yes, he was doing something bad in a sense, but it's almost like, you know, he just got accepted and everything, and it's like, no, like he was at his prime. Why did you do
it? Like it was so sad, because like you know, I filmed with them in New Orleans last year, and I was there for like a week, and I shot with everybody, and I met Alicia Braga, who I love. She's amazing. Like and like I remember, like, you know, as we were going through the scenes and stuff, you know, they were like telling me, well, I already knew what was going to happen, because I read the script and everything in my role. So like, okay, I'm getting ready to die. Okay, whatever, fine. I accept it. So like it wasn't like that much of a surprise for me. But you know, they were you know, telling me like they wanted to find a way to keep me, but they wanted that shock factor too. And with, you know, because I was, you know, playing a teenager, and it's like that would be to see like teenagers like that caught up in that lifestyle and to die like that. They were like, they wanted that shock into it. So I was like, okay, well, you know, I'm going out with a bang. So I like that, you know, I was cool with it. And but it was so intense for me, because like that was like the first time I ever like got a chance to die in that way, because I've died in so many different ways, but for me to be able to like to drag it out like I was able to do, and like, you know, for you to like see like this guy suffering towards the end, and then, you know, he goes out, like it was fun to get into that mindset, and to, you know, to work alongside with with everybody to help it come together. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. Like it was just super fun. Yeah. Sad, but a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, and of course, like when you get to do like all these different kinds of things, like you don't think about it too much, and then when you do it, you're like, damn, like that is cool.
That was cool.
Who knows when I'll ever be able to do something like that again, or if I'll even get a role similar to that again. So it's like when you're in that moment, it's so different compared to like thinking about it beforehand, if that makes sense.
Like that's 100% right, because like literally that's how like I try to take it in. And like, you know, it helps me maintain my professionalism too, so I don't geek out too much. But at the same time, it's like I don't appreciate it till after the fact, when I can actually like take the time to enjoy it and be like, I just did that. That was fun. I really enjoyed it because, like when you're on set and stuff, you want to be professional and just, focus on the job and the craft. But then it's later on, typically when you're alone, it's like, and you can watch it or, think about it. It's like, yeah, that was a lot of fun. It's like, it makes you really appreciate like all the time and effort that goes into everything. And you just really want to you want to get more and more and more, because the more you get, the more you get addicted to it. Because like when you find out, like with anything really, when you find out that thing that you love to do, that's what you want to do, like all the time. So yeah.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, I mean, do you have anything, well, I mean, I don't know how much you would have going on right now considering, but like, have you been doing a lot of auditions? Have you gotten any roles yet since everything?
Because actually before everything hit, I was back here in Florida, but I was in Sarasota. I'm in Orlando now, but I was back in Sarasota, and we were working on the new Final Destination movie. And like I got one of the lead parts in that, and yeah, yeah.
Yes. Oh, that's so great. Congrats.
I can't talk about it too much. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I can't talk about it too much, but it's kind of like it's going to be like a continuation a little bit because it's the same writers and stuff. But it's that's what we were working on out in Florida, and we were almost done. Then all this hit, so we had to pretty much stop production, and hopefully we're going to get a chance to finish it later this year. I'm praying, but yeah, that's what I was focused on working on. Yeah. And that's what we were doing pretty much with that beforehand. But after that, like it was like I said, 2 months, and I wasn't getting any auditions at all. But now it's ever since the ending of last month and this month, I've gotten about 5, and I just did 2 callbacks. So like now I'm just pretty much just waiting and just like just auditioning for everything else that comes my way and just doing the callbacks, because still like the other callback I did for a show that films back in Georgia. They're actually not planning on filming till August. So they're trying to get everything, they're trying to get people booked in advance. So when everything does get started, they'll be able to just, pretty much just do it like smoothly, and they can get, everything back up. And the one that I just did, the commercial I auditioned for out here in Orlando, that one actually shoots next week, so I'm going to be waiting to find out if I got that or not. That was for Disney, Universal. I'm waiting to from that. But yeah, like auditions, they've been starting to pick back up a lot more compared to what it was, but it's still not exactly what it was before, but it's starting to increase a little bit. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, again, congrats. That's amazing. You got one of the leads. That's great. Oh, wow.
Thank you. Yeah. It was a blessing. Like, and it's been so much fun shooting it. Like, people are going to love it. Like, it's going to be incredible.
Oh, I can't wait. That's so cool.
Like, I wish I could tell you more about it, but I can't right now. Yeah.
Listen, hey, I mean, if anybody can understand, it would definitely be me, because, yeah.
Exactly.
I'm
how it
in
is.
the industry too. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. It's like you want to talk to your friend and tell them everything you're doing, but then it's just like, okay, shut up.
Yeah, I can't tell you anything right now.
Exactly.
When you have more questions after it's out, then I can literally answer everything you want to know.
Exactly. You know how it is. Like, it can be rough though. It can be rough. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. For sure. So are you living in Florida right now, or like, well, before even everything happened, or were you in Georgia?
I was still in Georgia. Yeah. I moved back home to Georgia about 2 years ago because I was out in California for a couple years, and I came back to Georgia when all the audition stuff I was getting was coming out of Georgia, and it's so much cheaper to live there than it is to live in California. So like I ended up moving back there, and it was just like I was like fine, So I ended up moving back home, and that's where I've been at pretty much. But I just came out here just to do the callback. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. And how long have you been in Florida? Because was it just for the time that you had to come up for the callback, and then if you get the part, you're just there to film it and then head home?
Yeah, I was I've been only out here for about 3 days. Yeah, because
okay.
After I did that, yeah. So after I did that, I decided to stay a little bit longer just to sightsee a little bit and just get out of the house, because I've been at my house for like months, like doing pretty much nothing, just cooped up. So like I wanted to take the time to get away and enjoy it a little bit. So I'm waiting. Hopefully I find out by Monday if I got it, and if then I'll only be filming with them for like 2 days anyway. So I'll just be out there, then I'll probably head back home to Georgia. Yeah.
Nice. Well, and then I've also been kind of like you know, of course, like I said, I just graduated acting school in New York. So I'm like, oh, do I want to stay in New York? Do I want to go to California? Do I want to go to Georgia? Because of course, like I've told you before, like I've been to Georgia for cons and stuff, and I love Georgia. I love it so much.
It's amazing.
And they do get so much work down there now. So I mean, I guess would you recommend, like, because I'm starting out, that Georgia is probably the best place to go, or is it more of like I could go to California, I could go to New York type of thing?
You can do either one. Like you can do anything, but it's like for me, it just felt like Georgia was like a better fit, because now like California is so strictly business. It's so like boom, 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 boom. Like I'll tell you a story real quick. Okay, I was in California. Okay, and it's so funny. Like I was in California. Okay, for like 3 years, and I only booked 3 commercials the whole time I was out there. They were good commercials, paid pretty well, but that's all I booked for 3 years. And one of the commercials that I booked, the lady never even looked at me. Like literally, it was like I was in there for 5 minutes and it was in and out. Like I was like, when I left, I was like, okay, that was fine, whatever. And I just left. I ended up getting a call later that evening saying I booked it, and I thought they made a mistake because the lady never looked at me. So I was just like, okay, well, what was that? You know, I was like, thank you. But at the same time, it was like, it's so crazy because it's so not interpersonal. It's like, but back in Georgia, they actually have, like, they give you more time. They're more patient, I'll say. And it's like, they try to get to know you, you know. But like in California, it's just like, it's click, 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 you know. So
Okay.
I'll say, like, in defense of Georgia, it's good for when you're starting out because it's a good place to get your feet wet. And it's a good place for where, like, you can, like, get a chance to build up your resume and work with people who can be patient with you and to help you get more work. Because also, like I say, because with California, it's not a right to work state. So it's like you pretty much got to be in a union in order to get consistent good work. Because like before I even moved out there, I made sure that I was able to get in SAG. And being in Georgia and working on, Walking Dead and other commercials, they helped me get SAG eligible, and then I was able to join SAG through that. And I wouldn't have been able to get that in California because it's not a right to work state. Typically, most southern states like Georgia, Florida, South Carolina, Mississippi, I believe, they're right to work states. So you don't have to be in a union to work on a union production. And that's really helpful when you're looking to get SAG eligible and then eventually join SAG, so you can start to work in places like California and all over. And that's like right to work states typically help you do that. So that's what I'll say in defense of Georgia. Like if you want to, I say a good place to start is Georgia. And then later on, maybe when you get get more work and more stuff under your belt, then go back to New York. Because New York is heavily modeling based. Like I was gonna say that too. It's really a lot of modeling goes on up there, and you have a good face for it, so you should look into doing that too. But also it's still not. I don't think. Yeah, I still don't think it's the right to work state. New York, I don't believe so. If you want to get more SAG stuff before you move out there, so you can join SAG eventually, down south states like Georgia and Florida and South Carolina is a good place to start. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you. Because
no problem.
I've asked because we would have business classes at my school, and I would ask so many people over and over, and some people would either say, "Go where you'll be happy," which is 100% true, but then it's also like, yeah. I also want to be where I'm comfortable, if that makes sense, and it's where I can get work and then slowly move my way up the ladder and then get bigger projects and stuff. And I wouldn't want to, even if, like, for example, even if I loved California, I wouldn't want to be out there for years and years and not book anything because I didn't build my resume enough and such. And getting into the union, I think it kind of can go back and forth, but I really honestly do think it's a good thing, because then that's the way you actually book bigger things, so.
It definitely helps. Yeah, it definitely helps, because you don't have to be in a union to get union jobs, because I actually got union jobs before I joined the union, but it definitely helps because like the benefits and stuff that you get from joining it, they're so great, you know, and it's a good thing to see, like they're seeing you consistently booking stuff and consistently working. It makes you more desirable as an actor. Just the little stuff like that you wouldn't really think about, because I didn't even think about it. It's like, okay, well, that makes sense. All right. You want somebody that's popular. I get it, you know, and it's like, it's just part of the business, you know, it's just part of the business and moving up.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and then, so, I mean, besides, you know, starting with auditions again, like, what did you do once quarantine hit? Like, were you just kind of chilling and binge watching stuff? Were you keeping yourself busy?
I was working out. I was doing classes, like online classes. I was reading different books. I was doing everything I could to make sure, like, when everything picked back up, I would be, like, you know, ready. Because, you know, acting is like a muscle. You got to work it in order to stay fresh. And, I was doing, like, a lot of online classes, reading, like, a lot of books, like Power of the Actor by Ivana Chubak. I read that book, like, maybe 3 times, like, during quarantine again. And it was just, like, you know, tuning up on stuff. But, and I was making sure all my online profiles and stuff were up to date and all that stuff. And just basically doing everything I could to make sure everything stayed fresh when everything picked back up. But I kept trying to stay busy, like, because you know, when I don't mind, it's like, oh my God, like you start worrying and start thinking about stuff that's not even going to happen. And it's like, you know, like, you talk yourself, I swear, because I used to do it all the time, because you'll talk yourself into a trap. And it's like, you got to keep your mind busy and you got to stay positive, because that's how you manifest. You manifest what you want through positivity and just realizing, like, everything is going to happen in its time and its place. But, like, when you make yourself feel like you already have what you want, it's going to come. It's going to come. And that's, like, really what you just got to keep on doing. I do that every day. Like, when I like meditate, like, that's what I do. Like, I focus on, you know, what I want. And then I just clear my mind and take myself there. And I was doing that so much. Like, I was like, hurry up and go away, Corona. Hurry up and go away, Corona. And I feel like it's starting to pick back up now. But at the same time, it's like just staying positive the whole time and just staying busy as I could.
Yeah. Because, well, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat it at all. Like, I've definitely had moments where I literally went through almost like the 12 steps. Like, I was angry and then I was sad and crying.
Same here.
Now, like, but now I'm at a point where I'm just like, I am where I am. Everybody is in the same boat, basically.
Exactly.
And all I can do right now is just take advantage of being home and save up money and then audition. And if I have to travel for a little bit, then travel for a little bit. So that way, like, I can actually be prepared for, like, when I actually do go and live on my own and go and be an adult. So
exactly.
Again, like I've said before, like, there's benefits to this, and it kind of just, like, balances out. The good and bad of it balances out. So.
Exactly. You just got to find the positive in all of it, because, like, it's times like this when you prepare yourself for, you know, when everything picks up. That's when you learn yourself. That's when you figure out, you know, exactly what you want, and that's when you focus on it. Like, times like this, like, you got to turn the negative into a positive, and that's really all it is. Yeah.
Exactly. Positivity will,
yes.
I'm telling you, it really brings things together, and I don't think
moves mountains.
Realize
it
that,
does.
but it
yes.
really does. Yeah.
Yes.
So, but I mean, in these times, like, I can understand where people are getting a little, like, upset and stuff, because it's a really hard time and such. But, you know, you got to keep that positivity, man.
100%. Yeah. And that's all it is. It's all a mental and emotional game, you know, and it's like, the more, like, you understand, like, you're going to have ups and downs. You're going to have lows and highs. You're going to have moments when you doubt yourself, but that's all part of your growth, you know, because, like, when you get out of that, you come out on the other side of it, that's when you're going to be, like, looking at that old moment, and you're going to start laughing. You know, it's like, I can't believe I thought that. You know, it's like, look at me now.
Why was I thinking that? Why was I acting like that? Like, I'm here.
Exactly. It's like, life is going great, and, like, that's what it is. Like, it's just you taking that time to grow, and that's exactly what you got to do in these moments. Yeah, because I grow every day. Yeah, every day. Yeah.
Well, I'm, like, building off that. Like, that's why I also love doing these podcasts. Like, I get to, even if it's, like, the tiniest little thing, like, I'm learning from fellow actors every day. Like, I'm learning something new, and I'm growing as a person. and I'm growing as an actor, just sitting here like talking with you or talking with anybody. And it's really, it's nice because it's like, now I get to connect and learn and bounce stuff off of the other person. So it's, yeah.
Exactly right. Yeah. It's really, because that's typically how I learn the best. I learn through interaction and I learn through experience. Because like you can sit back and you can read a book all day and not learn as much versus when you actually get into the actual situation, because that's what growth is. It's like you don't learn through words, you learn through action, and it's like that's really what you got to do. Just get your feet wet and just keep it rolling with it. Because like that's kind of where I took off with. I didn't know anybody in the industry. I didn't know anything when I first started out. I just went out on a whim and a prayer, and it's just like things came together. You just got to have faith in yourself, and then everything else will just fall into place.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. Well,
Awesome.
if you don't want to tell me, that's totally fine. So are you signed to somebody? If so, like who? Is there any casting agencies or agents in general or managers that you would recommend to not just me, but that would want to pursue a career down in Georgia?
I am. I'm actually with Avery Sisters in Georgia, and I'm with Premier Models and Talent for pretty much everywhere else. And I'm with the Green Room Agency as far as with management, and they're based out of California. So like I know like the top Southeast agents, they're Jay Purvis, Houghton Agency, AMT, mine Avery Sisters. It's a couple of us that are really good that's out here based out of Southeast. But typically when you're looking to get an agent and a manager, you never pay anything out of pocket. Like that's the main thing. Never pay anything out of pocket. Don't pay $500 for headshots. Cause like I've been like starting out, I went through so many fake agents. It was ridiculous. And it's like, that was the stuff I had to learn through experience. But it's like the only time they should ever get paid is a percentage of the stuff that they help you book. And that's typically the only time they should get paid, as well as when you get paid. So it's like just avoid those scam artists because there's so many of them out there. It's ridiculous. But yeah, and that's typically it, because there's a lot of different agencies that I'm sure are great out there. But those are just the best ones that I've heard of, like through my experiences. But that's just the main thing is just never pay anything out of pocket. Like that's the big no-no. If you hear them talking about you got to pay $500 to start here, walk out, because I've done that so many times. But yeah, my agents that I'm with now, they're amazing because like they've been keeping me working consistently for because I signed with them for about 4 years ago, and I've been with them for about going on 5 years now actually, and I've been with them for a while, and I signed with my manager about 2 years ago, and they've been doing a lot of great work for me. So like that's the main thing I say. Like it's of course your work is gonna stand out on its own. It's gonna take you where you got to go, but when you have a great team behind you, that's when you get to that next level. And I definitely say just make sure you're selective with who you work with. Listen to your heart, because it's gonna tell you more than you ever need to know. Like if you feel good with the people you're working with, keep working with them and build up from there. But like just money wise, just never pay anything out of the pocket. That's the big no. Yeah.
Right. Well, and then of course, like I don't know. I mean, I've never went through it, of course, thank God, and I hope I never do. Because it is scary. Like even when I've like looked up casting stuff in the past, like I've found they're just scamming. Like it's not even like an audition or anything that you go to. They're just trying to scam you, and it's just that's just so scary, and it's sad.
It can be.
But
I've been discouraged so many times when I was starting out by that, and it was just like I really just had to learn through experiences. Like they're not all like that. You just got to be selective and find the good ones, because they're out there. It's just it's a different kind of thing, and you can feel when it's off, and just listen to that feeling. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Do you recommend any photographers out there for headshots?
The photographer that I typically work with, he's also a producer, and he's an actor too. And his name is Anthony Peteruski. He's based out of Savannah, Georgia, and he does great headshots. Like he pretty much does all of mine. And also another great photographer I work with, he's also an actor, Dwayne Boyd. He's based out of Atlanta, Georgia. And there's a couple of ones I can get you the names of, but it's like I can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, those are typically the ones that I work with the most, and they like they give you a great price for one, and they take their time and to get to know you and to get to know like the best sides of you and the best locations and stuff where you can shoot that'll really bring out your personality. Because that's typically the best photographers you want to work with are the ones who actually get the time to know you and to get a feel for you to see exactly what type of shots are going to bring out the best in you. But yeah.
Right. Well, and then of course, like just bringing that up, like it's very important to bring yourself to literally everything when it comes to this industry, because that's what makes everybody different and unique, and that's what makes the character that you get special in itself. Like, yes, the writer and the director and then like they all have like this image and this person in their head, but then it's like, you know, it's what you do that makes that character, that person, like amazing.
Exactly. It's like when you put a bit of yourself into the role, that's what makes you memorable. You know, it's like anybody can go and just recite some words or something on a piece of paper, but it's the one who actually puts themselves into that role is what makes it memorable. You know, it's like you got to put your personality in there, and that's what's going to get you that next job. Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, Moses, it was so great to talk to you and see you again. It's been, God.
It was an honor. It was an honor.
Like 6 or 7 years now? That's so crazy.
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah. I know. I remember.
Oh, goodness.
That's so awesome. Yeah.
I'm so glad
you're doing well. Like, congrats again for graduating acting school, because I know that can be rough. Like, oh my God, you're doing amazing. Like, keep on with it. Yes.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. I mean, hey, you never know. We might work together on a project one day.
I know we will. I can feel it. Yes.
Oh, I love that.
That's going to be incredible. Full circle. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Well, I wish you nothing but the best. I can't wait to see more of your work again. And yeah, so congrats on everything so far. And can't wait to see more. So hope you have a great day. And I know you said you were going to be busy, so have fun with everything you got to do.
Thank you. I'm going to try. Yeah, I'm going to try to get everything done I can. Yeah.
You got this. I believe in you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right.
Awesome.
I'll see you, and I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.